Hello, this is Pasqual. I am the Arts, coming to you from West Hollywood, adjacent to Beverly Hills. I'm so excited today. We have so much talent in the studio. We have the Queen of Beverly Hills Philanthropy, Munni Irone, who's my co-host, and I'm so happy to have you today. Thank you for coming, and we've got a lot of things to share with the audience today.
Thank you. My heart to your heart, love and peace.
Thank you. And
my heart to your heart, love and peace.
Thank you.
And we have Shane. Would you like to introduce Shane?
Shane.
Because I met Shane through you.
Yes.
And she's one of our arts ambassadors for Arts for Peace.
Yes.
And we went to New Jersey and had a great convention there, thanks to you. And she moved to California.
That's right. And Shane is a songwriter. She's a singer. She was in police department, and she'll tell you more about herself. She is very exciting, very kind, very passionate about global peace. She's been involved before. I met her. She had Rise Up, and I said, okay, here, Rise Up, right?
Rise for Peace.
Rise for Peace. And here I was, Art for Peace, and we were sitting in New Jersey, figure out what we're going to do, how we're going to do everything.
Yeah, we had several meetings, and they were very intense meetings, and we took the ride the next day to New York.
So let's welcome Shane, the songwriter. Yay!
Thank you very much.
And Shane, you've been in the music business for a long time.
Yeah.
I kind of remember talking to you in New Jersey about Woodstock. And way back in those days, and you've been doing peace all your life. And, you know, through your music, I know and appreciate it. They're going to hear some of it as we go along. Yeah. But tell us a little bit about how did you get started and what motivated you to become a musician and a singer.
Okay. I was about 3 years old, and I was hounding my parents for a piano. And my parents were like, what do you know about a piano? We're not getting you a piano. And since I was the firstborn on both sides of the family, what happens, everyone chipped in and got me a piano for Christmas. So at the age of 4, I was playing the piano. Wow. And my mom had to keep telling me to stop playing. She was worried that I wasn't going to take the lessons, and after spending all this money, you know, this little kid, what does she know? And then here they couldn't get me off the piano, and I was playing these songs and pieces that were so far ahead and at higher levels than the book that I was reading for my lessons. You know, it's like da 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 da, and I'm playing like these beautiful little chords and didn't know what I was doing, just playing by ear. So I did that for most of my life.
Natural.
Yeah. And then when the peace movement came in, it was a peace and love sit-in. That's all Woodstock was. It wasn't called Woodstock yet. It was a love-in. It was a peace
Did
gathering.
you actually go to Woodstock?
Yes.
Wow.
Snuck out
Wow,
my house and said I was going to stay with some friends.
Oh, undercover.
Yes. I had to get there. I just had to get there, and it was just an open field with so many people of all ages. Like, we all didn't know what to expect when we got there, because everybody was saying the same thing. There were children, there were older people, I mean older, like, you know, grandmom and grandpop's age, and they had love beads on, and they had flowers, and
were you a flower child?
I would say
flower child.
Yeah. And they wore patches on their jeans and, you know, sashes on the side of it was just amazing. And there was incense being burned and all these things that we didn't have growing up. Was a combination of all different cultures and all different styles and all different likes, but they all had a common denominator: peace and love for one another.
So what do we do for peace and love?
And that's where we're here today, because there's a need that's more of a need than it was back then.
Do you see a difference between peace and love in those days to now?
Yes. Today, when you say peace and love, it seems like it's an overused word, and it doesn't have the same impact because everybody is saying peace and love. What we need to discover is we need to raise the vibration in the world and bring the vibration of the world up to a positive vibration, like tuning a piano and tuning it up those levels, and that's what's really needed. So if we can just unify all hearts
How?
for mankind through, we all have the gifts from God. That's the biggest weapon we have, not missiles. We have on the good side, we cross that street, and on the light side, not the dark side, you can bring peace and be a sergeant in arms with your talent. You have to fine tune your talent. You have to guard your talent. You have to connect with one another. All arts, that's our gift that we have that's inspired from God, whether it's culinary arts, it's your creative arts. When you have these happy designs that you have in back of you that makes people smile, you're touching people. It's
Right.
not just...
I call it strut wearable art. When they put it on, they strut. I've got a question for you.
Yes.
You know, I've been here with you and watching you in Beverly Hills here for the last year or so, and you're an unbelievable lady. And I need to know what is in your heart and soul that made you create a piece for the arts. What motivated that, and how does that tie in? Because you really are bringing people from all over the world to join you,
Yes.
and it's amazing the kind of people you're bringing to us.
Well, for me, thank you for asking. I think Art for Peace is a very special and unique organization because we found it, and Shane was there too when we found it too, and it was founded for doing a big philanthropy work. And I'm not the kind of person who goes around people, okay, give me the donation, give me the donation. I'm not just made for that. I'm made to give and share. So I said, okay, how am I going to generate money? What I'm going to do? So Art for Peace came into being. Like this year, we are doing Art for Peace Awards, and 85% going to Global Green, and is going for art school in Beverly Hills. So it's all gone anyway.
Right. So you actually have brought people together now. Are you involving new sponsors with this? Or,
Yes, we are involving a lot of sponsors. If you want to sponsor, please contact us, A4P Award, or you can send me an email, Munni, MUNNI, TV show @gmail.com. And you can go online and you can sponsor too, because all of this money going for a cause. And this is what I want to do. Next year, I might be helping you. So I am very present, and I talk about being present. Being present is value everyone that comes in my life. See, these two, I value every time everybody comes in my life. And even my bad experience I have of 12 years of domestic violence, I value it. I appreciate my Lord for giving me that torture of 12 years, because that made me find my purpose.
I see.
Everything is there. Last year I was camped and I lost money. I'm thankful for my Lord giving me this experience, because that made me somebody today that's more conscious, and because everything is done for a reason. But my patience is hard to beat. I'm very calm.
Patience.
Yes, and that's peace. Peace comes from within, and my patience come from meditation. My presence come from living it. So since I live it, it's easy for me to share it, and that's why very important. Everybody's talking about peace, but we're actually doing something for peace.
Right.
We have done tremendous work in Los Angeles. We have a lot of gangbang we were able to save from via peace. So I know there's a goodness on everyone, and we can bring out the goodness, and she is the voice.
Right.
Shane
That's
is the
what I was
voice.
going to ask you. How did you pick Shane, and talk about the song, and what inspired you to do this?
With me, I'm, as I said, very present. My brother David Longoria told me about Shane. I said, okay, Shane.
Yeah.
We met Shane. We connected immediately. We were like sisters immediately.
I got a call at 11:30 at night, and David said, I need you to meet someone. Remember the conversation we had today? Because I was telling him all these things about we're going to do this, and I'm doing that. And he's like, do you know what you're talking about? I can get you shows. I'm like, no, this isn't about events. This is about changing the world. So he just like, look.
Changing the world.
Changing the world. That's right.
I said, you're going to think you're talking to John Lennon Jr. And because I remember all that. I remember what worked. I remember what touched the world, because it touched me in so many ways. So many of the artists back then, not just one. And you didn't have to be a style. there were no categories. You got on the stage at Woodstock and you were singing from your heart. It was about love and peace, and you connected immediately.
Did you sing at Woodstock? Or
No.
you were just a guest?
I just wished I was up
You
there.
know, you were a little girl in those days, I'm sure.
Imagining, and then here I am.
Yeah.
It's not that far-fetched. It was
Yeah,
like
but it's
me
a nice
asking-
platform though, because music, dance, sculpture, martial arts, these are good platform to combine different people together
I remember how
on a
it was
neutral
done,
field,
the
right?
good things, and what not to do. And then the police background is helping too, because when I go and I do what I'm doing for peace and moving this whole movement forward, my first mission is to make sure that it's safe and secure, and how to promote it.
All that is so important for the arts. I
Yes.
mean, the arts come together, but how do we run that? How do we project
Well,
that
you
we
inspire
have?
them first, and you have to let them see
Inspire
that
them.
it's
Can,
done.
can I answer this question for you?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I will introduce you with the first global leader for peace. He created a community, not people, community, where people are happy, content, and balanced. Don't you think they go through all this? And there is no religion. Everybody is on the same platform of wisdom and arts.
It's done.
He already have done it.
It's
Wisdom
been done
and
many
art,
times.
I
Yeah.
see.
Wisdom and arts,
With
because
peace leaders, yeah, you're right.
because
Wisdom and art.
songs, we have some songs so horrible with bad words. So when we're singing those bad words, then your brain is using those bad words. So when you have a good music, your brain sing good music. So we have good songs.
It vibrates
Yes.
whatever you're saying.
You can Google Era of Conscious and you'll find out about Dr. Hong, what this man has done. I call him the King of Peace. And I'm honored to be part of it. And this is how he did it. And there's a lot of community where if you have an issue, you have a brother, sister you can talk to. Your own blood, forget it.
I remember I was on a panel with Dr. Hong's people, and I was so impressed by what they were teaching those kids.
That's right.
And what Munni is talking about is incredible.
Yes.
Who is this now?
He's coming to Los Angeles September 16th. And in Arcadia, 7:30, please come.
Okay.
I'll invite you to come because you have to meet this wonderful man, the most humble man I know, and the most honorable man in my life I ever met. Because I know that a lot of leaders come in and they're like this, look at him. I said, why? Why aren't you so happy? You get it or not? All these religious leaders so serious. I said, the life is full of joy. Come on, laugh, smile. So we always smile and laugh. All these kids are so happy and content. Their skin looks good, and because it's a lifestyle. Everything comes from your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think this is my message because our message together is the same. Like, we live it, we share it, and I know it's going to come via arts and wisdom. Because you have a song, you say, oh, here's my voice. The song is no good.
Right.
So it's not going to happen
You
just
have to
with
believe
music.
what you say. You have to believe what you paint. You have to believe what you speak.
Yeah.
It's all
If you're painting
communication.
something that's very evilish, that doesn't have heart in it, that's going to give a wrong message.
You'll
if you
feel
have a
it.
music, you
Yeah.
have a bad music, you're going to give a wrong so it's not going to bring peace.
Right.
So the peace will come.
Because think about it, like if say you were like in a drab mood and you're in the museum and you're not really all that happy. I used to frequent the Philadelphia Art Museum a lot when I was in New Jersey. It's just a great place. Every day you'd see something new every weekend. So if I was in a down mood, I felt myself being drawn to some of the darker pieces, and like I would actually feel, oh, I know what this artist was feeling, and I'm like, wait a minute, let me go to the joyful side now, because there's both, you know.
Right.
With dark, there's light, and you appreciate the light when you're with the dark. But
That's right.
Let's talk about your transition from New Jersey, because I also came from Lakehurst, New Jersey.
Yes.
I was in an Eagle Scout on the Naval Air Base, and now we're talking about bringing part of my museum back to New Jersey. So tell us a little bit about, I mean, you're New Jersey, but you're New York, you're Philadelphia. That's a good thing. And your reasons for coming to California.
okay, New Jersey.
That's a lot.
I found. Now I used to travel a lot when I retired from law enforcement, but going back and forth to LA to be a part of the Grammys and different events is quite different than traveling and seeing the world, because it's all business, business, business. People, people, people. Everybody loves you, loves you, loves you. But it's an interesting question, because in New Jersey I would frequent a lot of places, and our old hangouts that just were like, it's just a hangout. And the music business there is quite different, because I watched everyone grow around me, and I watched some come and go, and you knew about each other's lives, and you would just be telling each other, like, what do you need? What do you need? Do you have this? Do you have that? Here, let me help you, Shane. Here, let me help you. When I came here, it's like, whew, it's like, okay, what are we doing next? It's like, I don't know, I'll get back to you. Because they prioritize, this is on number one right now, but maybe at 2 o'clock something else is going to come up and we're doing that instead. And I'm like, hey, look, I'll catch you a little later. I have to take my breath. While I sit in my apartment, I left my whole house, a 4-bedroom house with a big yard, to come here, because not only was I winning awards in music, and I needed to come here because it's real, as an older person, it's a lot of wear and tear on your body back and forth, running in jet lag and all that, and you've got to be on when you get there. Like, you have to speak, you have to be in front of a TV, radio, promote, listen to others' information, and be so present all the time. So I knew that when I was coming here for good, it had to be the right time, because I had a mission. And the mission had to be done here, because it wasn't just going to be music and fashion and design that I was used to in New York with all of the businessmen, and they've really groomed me in greatly. I love New York for that. They helped me a lot. They got me straight as far as how to talk and the lingo. Say what you mean what you say. Don't let anybody sway you. Just make us proud. And I do that. And but when I got here, I knew I had a mission. It was going to go past the stage. It was going to go around the world, and it was going to go to all the networks and film and TV. And I knew that it was definitely going to, well, they were saying they want to do a movie about my life. So I said, wait a minute, can I just do this mission first? And I think it's more important. And then all the terrorism broke out in the last few months, just when I got here, and I knew it was not a coincidence.
What motivates you to write a song and sing a song and all that good stuff? Where does that all come from?
This. It's feeding my brain. All creative talk. It's feeding my brain.
In fact, she did the song for F.R.P very fast. Yeah. We had an event, remember?
Yeah. Right.
So I think she did, and she produced like that,
we
but a few days,
about
right?
It, and I was hearing the music in the car, because it's like music.
Oh, you created the song around Arts for Peace?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, as we were speaking,
How
and
wonderful.
finally she goes, what do you think? Is it Artists for Peace? That was the final one. Is it Artists for Peace or is it Arts for Peace? And I said, it's art. She goes, I think it should be artists. I said, you're right, they are all artists, but there might be arts that, like culinary arts, do chefs consider themselves artists? Not yet. Let us work on them. Let's all call it all arts for peace. So anyone that is creative, whether it's they do color and sound and design, and there's things that we don't even know that haven't been tapped into yet. Everybody took a pause, and no offense, but they're all just like us, doing texting and Facebooking, but there's more to life than that. There's more.
When did you first start writing songs, and how many have you written?
Since I was a teen, but I never wrote them down. I was joking around, and everybody like, what is that? Then I got married at the age of 18, had 2 children, and had a government job for about 10 years. And then I decided to, let me see what would happen if I did my music, because it was haunting me. I didn't want to get old and say, oh, I wish I would have done this, what would have happened? So I took the chance, gave up a good job. Everybody was shocked, including my family, of course, and the people that worked there, because I kind of like, I was running, I was like the right arm, to the
So do you think your artistic ability helped you in your police work and all that?
Well, now, at this late stage of the game, I kept saying, God, why? God, why? I feel like I was always doing the right thing all my life and always had bad luck. And then I had people that would say, like, well, you ask for it, you're a glutton, you're a victim. I didn't see myself as anything but just being me and doing the right thing all the time. So then when I had these long journeys in life and these missions in life, and realized that's just who I am. I came into this world like, I can't watch someone get hurt. I can't change that.
Does that go into your music?
Yes.
Oh, it's okay.
So now, since I got to LA and this mission came all together now, because now I'm like, whoosh, Arts for Peace is here, but where do you see where all this is going? I realized I needed every one of those journeys, every single one of them, the martial art training, the yoga training, being a yoga instructor before I left, and sitting in silence for hours. My God, what I had to go through. But now I can sit in silence and I know how to do it properly and let all the thoughts go and then erase the eraser, the chalkboard. And
How about, like, can I guide you from this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, when you're doing a meditation, your thoughts are part of you.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to erase the thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do my meditation, I stay very present with the thoughts. I watch the movie,
Yes.
but thoughts are never the same. See, they're going from, oh, I got to cook, I got to clean, I have to do this, I have to do this. But between the thoughts, there's a silent moment. That silent moment, I call it space or gap or whatever. You can increase that gap as you meditate. Since I have done since age 7 up till now, over 50 years of meditation. So when I go into the state, I stay there very quickly because I've created a lot of space. That's my space. This is Munni is.
Yeah.
That space is who you are. So when you are meditating and you're trying to erase, you can't erase. It's part of you. It's part of your breathing. So if you stay present and just watch movie, and when the quiet time comes between the thoughts,
Yeah.
in order to do that, you have to
Practice.
be so silent, like you're only aware of breathing. So when you breathe in, the stomach out. When you breathe out, stomach flat.
When you
breathe
when you finally hear yourself breathing, you know you finally got rid of all the frenetic energy, and you just are one with the breath, and that it helps stabilize you, right?
At that time. But what I'm saying is just staying in that moment, in the quiet moment, you just ask yourself, who am I? What do I really want, and how can I serve? All the questions and answers comes from that moment, because this is our purpose, why we are here, and what we're supposed to do. So staying in with your thoughts is the best way for me. That's why, and I was never taught this way.
Right.
I just discovered with my journey of my life of meditation, starting early, and that kept me really aligned. If I didn't meditate it, I think what I was going through, I should be dead. What I have gone through, I should be crazy, mean, rude, and crude, and jealous, and this, and that. Don't have it, because the space I have, I live
And
in
you
that
must have been
space.
a credit to your students, because you had a school also.
Yes, I did. I had a beauty school, good one too. Hi, my students. I'm sure, so I hope somebody will look at me.
Anyway, it's all about beauty.
That's
From inside out,
That's
outside
right.
in,
That's
especially in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
My
and
students were
Hollywood,
special.
and in the music business.
That's right.
You know, it's like I have a lot of musical clients, but with my wearable art, because I create things for them to be able to do in stage, and taking things and putting them together and all that good stuff. Tell me a few of your titles of your songs. I think sometimes, can you remember some of them?
Well, Moonchild.
Moonchild.
That's I'm working on that right now. It's a remix, bringing it forward. It's about more space is needed on the land, and it's about the killing the innocent children, abortions, and is there really peace? What is the answer? It's peace. You know, you have to have a respect for life in general. Then I have Children of the Air. It's you I'm calling.
Children of the
Air.
Children of the Air.
That's interesting.
I know. Everybody asked me that when I wrote it years ago. And back then I was seeing it as the runaways, and that's a real big problem today. And the prostitution and getting these young girls and young boys out of the sex slave industry, and all this stuff that's going on, and with rape and things like that, and rising above abuse. That's another one of my titles. BB Believe, First Time Lovin', I'll climb the highest stairs to you, Lord. That was about 9/11, after I worked on that mound in New York for about 4 solid months in a 1 mile radius.
You were there when
She was
9/11.
there at the 9/11.
Oh, boy.
That's a whole long story.
Yeah. Then we got the power. That's about my hero and my idol for years and years growing up was Martin Luther King. And
So you've incorporated history and
Yes.
things that really give messages for peace and,
Martin
and
Luther
happiness.
King
Yeah.
got me through my job in law enforcement. I was one of 4 females in a jail, state police, state prison, and I was one of the senior officers, and I was being treated so unjustly, and so they were brutalizing me, and they were predominantly black, and most of the inmates were too. I commanded the respect from the inmates, but what I had to go through, I understood what Martin Luther King said in all the speeches and all the times that we watched him on TV. And my parents were good at telling us to watch certain things like that had to do with Kennedy and the good things that people spoke about, and that you're always going to have people that are going to say bad things, but it doesn't matter what people think. It's what matters is, what do you think about yourself?
So you're a songwriter, but you also have a method behind you.
Yes.
You have messages that you're giving.
Method and a method.
And here you're in California now,
Yeah.
and you're with the Arts
with
for
you,
Peace,
with
and you're
the
with
Freedom
us and our museum, and
Yes.
all the things we are coming together. I think it's so important, coming together,
Yes.
doing it together.
Yes.
It's like Munni now has created this organization, even though it's a new movement. Everybody's been doing it, and she's been doing it all
That's
her
right.
life. So
What happened to F.R.P, I think, is a miracle on its own.
Yeah.
It does not happen to any company, because we're here to serve, and I took it global just like that.
you did. You travel all over the world,
And
haven't
we
you?
had press conferences. We had tremendous support. We're doing. I just set up Twitter last week. It's just going crazy. I mean, it's a Facebook. I mean, it just started everything. It's just going. Because when you serve it, you receive it.
Yes, and you've created a wonderful event at the Universal Sheraton,
Yes.
and that was with Dr. Hung and
That's
and,
right.
and the people, and you had that stage filled with dignitaries.
I
all kinds of. It was
initiated it.
amazing. It was
But-
amazing.
Yeah.
But Dr. Hong, Era of Conscious, did the whole thing, all the presentation, everything. It was a beautiful
Yes,
thing
you
to
had
do.
you had political people, you
That's
had
right.
musical people,
Yeah.
you had
We had very
executives. It was really beautiful. So I'm looking forward to working with you, Shane, and
Yeah.
coming from New Jersey, we're gonna get together and
Yeah, before
and-
I got here, I was just mainly working with a lot of the people in the Grammy organization, doing the peace projects, and like Sharon Katz and the Peace Train. Do you know about her from Africa?
No.
And Mandela and all. Ricky Kaj is a producer. He's with the UN peace projects and things like that. But now when I got here, now I can incorporate what I was saying every time I went to New York with the fashion and design and industry and the financial people that were the talkers, they were the mouthpieces. Like, yeah, this is going to be hot. We need, thank God we're on. And I'm like, there's hope. And they're like, we're counting on you. We need you.
Shane, we're running out of the time. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting close, huh?
Yeah, would you please say, we will play your song?
So the song that I wrote is Arts for Peace, of course, and it's everything we discussed and things.
And
that
this
I
is our
wrote.
new beer sign, we are one.
we are one.
Next
Right.
to your heart.
Okay, I think
We
we've
are
run
one.
out of time. And anyway,
Oh, okay. Thank you for watching. On Art for Peace, and thank you for inviting us on your show. Senator Pasqual, it's my honor to be part of it. So this is our peace sign, we are one, and this is our love sign from Dr. Hong. This is for me, this is for you, and we are one.
we are one.